64 interviews.
I've painted graffiti since 1984. I started painting in Bristol, I painted in Redmond. Kind of went through the whole hip-hop stage of painting graffiti here. It was always like that up until the late 80s, and then it was a massive bust and it kind of died down a little bit. And then when it came back around in like the late 90s, there was this whole street art thing, which was more logo-based, a bit more skateboarding graphic stuff. And that kind of changed things around from being lettering and characters through to people doing like simple logo or monograms that you can see just in a blink of an eye on the bus. Which changed for me from being a sort of hip-hop wild style based thing to a kind of graphic based thing, which is hence why I started doing my women icons and stuff, because they're much more simple to do as well. I used to love Barton Hill when we were up there because it was like a training ground, and you had everyone used to come there from all around the world, and kind of, it was a melting pot of ideas, so we'd swap ideas and just practice in different styles. So each time I painted, we were doing a different style of painting, so it wasn't one particular style all the way through. Dean Lane I always liked painting down there, and obviously now Stokes Cross is a nice place to paint as well. So. The influences to start out with would be like T-Kid, Dondi, Scheme, all the New York guys, obviously Brim, Bio, and the Tats crew came to Bristol in the early 80s. 3D, because his simplistic style, he was one of the 30, he just could bust simple letters in the best way I've ever seen it done to this day. And then obviously Pride and Mo from Chrome Angels who were doing the characters and lettering. And all the guys who were involved at the Arnold Finney exhibition really. Going forward now, I think guys like Freedom, Seppa, Epoch, I mean there's a whole crew of young guys. College really, in the late 80s I was doing airbrush, a lot of airbrush stuff on boards and stuff. And a lot of t-shirts, I've always been doing t-shirts. And then it was just a natural progression taking that from there onto canvas. And obviously when I got busted quite heavily. It was a bit difficult to go out writing Inkie anymore and stuff, so I just was doing it at home and stuff and that. And then I had kids, gone into work, and from then it was like selling canvases as a professional way of making money out of it. And now I just do it full time as a business, so I still like I do my painting for my artist friends. Don't really worry about the general public, what they think about it, I just do what the hell I like, and the canvas is done for the public too. There's two different kind of stuff. I always played in arcades as a kid. I was like in the arcades every night. And when I moved to London, I basically was to further my graphic career, and I was working for an agency, doing loads of work for like big companies and stuff. And then I got a job at Sega for a couple of days, and my boss left, and I became head of department. Then I got headhunted by Xbox. I went back, set up Sega, went down after Dreamcast. I went back, set up the whole thing. So I was pretty much running Sega for about 12 years design-wise. And it was just a dream job really. Like I employed loads of people, and I walked out about 3 years ago. So. Jet Set Radio, I did all the packaging, did in-game graffiti, with Eric Hayes and stuff working on that as well. I've done several other guys, Sega Superstars tennis, I did all this court tennis graffiti. It's something I think going forward I'm probably going to go back to doing digital graffiti for games and supplying them. Like for each city we used to sort of give them knowledge on New York, who were the writers to use, and bits of artwork to feed into games and stuff, so it's really interesting. Back to like Lucia and kind of Art Nouveau, kind of like Rennie McIntosh's wife Mary MacDonald did a lot of Glasgow School of Art stuff at the turn of the 19th century. And it's also, you know, I've got bored of painting hip-hop guys in fucking fat trainers and baseball caps, and I don't really like painting blokes anyway, so it's the beautiful thing to paint in the hair. You can do the wild styles of lettering, like an organic way you can do it with the hair, so it's kind of, to me, it's like doing intricate hair, it's like doing wild style pieces. Graffiti in its pure form, the wild style stuff. I mean, I was a punk when I started painting, and it was the kind of anarchistic side of it I liked. I got into hip hop through graffiti, and there was all the thing with the trainers and the break dances, which and you don't really get so much of that anymore, but I still like it. But I mean, I know guys who are heavy metal guys who do wild styles, I know guys who are tattoos who do it, so it's not just hip hop, but I think there is still that hand in hand. Plans for Bristol as far as trying to promote it worldwide really. I mean Bristol doesn't get enough of its props I don't think outside of Bristol, and if you look at most of the street arts in the UK, the best ones, I say the top 25% come out of Bristol or have been through Bristol for like their learning progress, like Sick Boy, Zens, Will Barris, Jago, myself, Nick Walker, Banksy, 3D, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Com 64 interviews.